I made a video recently on Dzine.ai and you guys absolutely loved it. I was so shocked, and Dzine.ai reached out to me to make another video. They have this exciting tool called Image-to-Image, and it allows you to replicate any style. You can basically take any photo and transform it in seconds into any style that you want. Let's say for a second you have a client from the NBA and you design this poster for them. And they're like, you know what? We really like it, but what if we made it look like it was from the 1950s? Can you do that? I'm asking you, can you do that? It's probably gonna take you a little bit of time, right? What if I told you Image-to-Image can do this in seconds? Check this out. I've already done it. Bam. It's super simple. One prompt, I was able to get these results. Look at the difference. So if you have a client that wants their poster to look like it's from the 1950s, Image-to-Image makes light work of it, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it right now. When you log into your Dzine.ai dashboard, you're going to see this homepage, and it has everything you need to get started. One of my favorite things about this dashboard is if you look at popular tools, it has all of the, of course, popular tools that are used the most. And one of the first ones says Image-to-Image, and that is actually the one that we're going to be reviewing today, and we're going to test it out. Let's click on it. And when you do that, you're going to see a pineapple. We can actually just delete that. In the center here, you can see it says click, drag, or paste to upload assets. That's a really cool feature, just like Photoshop has, because we can go here, this is actually one of the photos we're going to be using. We can just copy it and paste it. Before we do that though, I want you to focus on image. Right next to that, you're going to see the file formats that are accepted. You can upload .jpeg, .png, the web file, and even .psds. So technically, you could do all of your compositing in Photoshop and then transfer it to Dzine.ai to apply that image-to-image style. We're going to use Unsplash today and just basically mesh a bunch of different assets together to make one cool design. So let's copy that and let's paste that in place. And as soon as you paste it, you're going to see uploading image, and it's going to show you the image, and you can drag it around and all that good stuff. We're going to focus on removing the background first. So let's go ahead and click remove background, or background remove, and it's going to do a pretty good job. I've tested this and I was shocked by how good this really is. There you go. And as you can see, it's pretty damn good, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You can always make some small adjustments, but for now, I am happy with this. Now, the canvas is not exactly the size I want, so I could go up here and just resize it. Like, maybe we want the, width to be a little bit more, or whatever you want. So let's go 3x4, apply that. That's much better. So change that pretty much as soon as you import your photo, just to make sure your final design is going to be in the aspect ratio that you want. And this is really important for merch design especially. And before anyone asks, yes, you guys get 10% off. I will leave my coupon code and link in the description of this video. I know in the last video you guys didn't get a discount code, but I got you guys hooked up this time. Before we go any further, on the right-hand side here, you're going to see results and layers. So when you generate any results, you're going to see it under results. And then if you want to see your layers, you just go to layers. Now I want to add some text. I want to type out Porsche 911. So I'm going to press T on my keyboard and just left click once, and that will allow us to type out something. So I want to maybe just type out Porsche. It doesn't have to be fancy or anything like that. 911. There you go. And then we obviously want to change the font because this is definitely not what we want to use. Let's go ahead and center that too. And let's see what default fonts they have. Maybe we can find something that will suffice for now. I like the Ultra font, so let's go ahead and use that. And maybe I want to separate 911 from it. Let's just try this for now and italicize it. Yeah, that looks way better. Maybe not too big. We'll put it like right there. And then 911 will be at the bottom maybe. And let me just resize the text box here. And the cool thing is it's going to work just like Photoshop with the layers. So we could just drag the car above the text and it's going to be behind the car now. Super simple. And let's go ahead and duplicate this. And I think you just Command C, Command V. Yep, that works. So Control C, Control V for you PC users out there. Not throwing shade at you or anything like that. Anyway, let's resize this text box as well. We put it under the left tire. I don't know, actually. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really thought about this. Maybe right here. That kind of looks cool. What do we want to do with this? Maybe we duplicate it. Command C, Command V, drag that under, and we'll make this text black, and we'll just add like a quick drop shadow. I guess this works. There you go. Cool. So now you can see it. All right, this is a good starting point. Let's go ahead and go back to Unsplash. I found these buildings. Let's copy them and then paste those. And again, it's going to upload it. And then we just do background remove. We're just building out a composition. I don't even know kind of what I'm going for quite yet, but that's the cool thing about this is you could just have fun, experiment. We want to drag that under everything because we don't want that obviously being on top of the text here. And the cool thing is we just, we can even scale them up like this too. It doesn't need to be perfect is what I'm saying, because when we go to apply the style, it's going to add some cool like effects to it, right? So we can get away with like, things not being perfect. We'll drag that in the center kind of. There you go. And I want to add a drop shadow to this too. So I'm going to press Command C, Command V. So we are ready to apply a style to this. Now, the cool thing about Dzine.ai is it's basically like, it's doing it for you. You don't really have to do anything. And let me explain. And don't forget, we have other tools on the left-hand side here, like the AI editor to insert objects, do local edits, AI eraser, generative expand. You can go even further than this, but what we're going to focus on is image to image. Now, the cool thing about Dzine.ai is there is something called describe canvas. So what's going to happen is it's going to, when you click this, it's going to analyze your canvas and look at your design that you just came up with, your composition, and it's going to describe it for you and apply whatever style you select. So let's go ahead and try this out. And I wonder what we will choose here. Maybe we'll do like a pulp vibrant vibe, huh? Vintage engraving might be kind of cool. Let's just try it out and see what happens. So click describe canvas. And again, it's going to describe what it sees. And let's see how good of a job this does. You might have to change the prompt a little bit, but for the most part, it should do a pretty good job. There you go. Let's generate. You're going to see under results that it's going to be starting it. There you go. You already have these different styles and some are better than others. Like this one's pretty cool. So let's say you don't like this, right? Like you're just not a huge fan of it. It's okay. We could go here, delete this prompt. There you go. Choose a different style. Let's try to go up to maybe pulp vibrance. Why not? And let's describe the canvas again and see if it will, come up with some other cool stuff. But the point is, look, you can mesh everything together, even if they're different photos with different lighting, different white balances, and get something really cool. So another thing that I didn't even mention is that you can change the style intensity and the structure match. So if you want the final design to have like a similar structure, you want this to be pretty high, maybe very similar, and then style intensity, you can go up or down. Maybe I'll go down a little bit more. Or you know what? Let's just try it like this first. Let's generate it. We have 4 styles to choose from. Let's check them out. All right, that one's all right. This one's all right. All right, that one I like the text a little bit more. This one's pretty cool. So yeah, some of them are like definitely cool. I mean, it definitely created a vibe, and you can obviously go further if you wanted to. But the point is, like, look, it just created an entire cohesive style. And if you were to try to do this in any of, the popular design softwares out there, like Photoshop or Affinity, it would have taken you a long time to get to this point. So the fact that you could do it this fast is pretty crazy. Let's go ahead and switch it to high quality, HQ, and we'll go middle here, and we'll go somewhere right here, strong, and generate that and see what that does. This one's probably my favorite so far. I just love the composition. I love the orange with the, the pinkish colors. This is really nice. That one's cool too. Okay, that one looks really nice. Like it actually did a pretty good job with the top. I'm just creating a new canvas here. And let's go ahead and immediately change the aspect ratio to 3:4. And we're going to name this one NBA. And we're going to do a cool basketball concept. So let's delete this, go back to Unsplash, and let's go ahead and type in basketball and see if we can find some cool images to use. And this one I'm going to try to keep really simple. Okay, that one's cool. Man, I wonder if we can make that work. I like this one. He's jumping up in the air. Let's copy that. Maybe we'll make an NBA Street design. Like, I don't know if you guys remember NFL Street.
EA Sports. There are no coaches. This is style over strategy.
I love that game so much. Let's change the aspect ratio back. I think it works best when you import the photo first, then change the aspect ratio. But anyway, let's go ahead and remove the background first and foremost, because we don't want that. We can even scale it down just a little bit. Background remove. Let's see how good of a job it does, because there's a lot of stuff in this. Okay, did an amazing job. Easy. All right, Dzine.ai, relax. It just made light work of this. Anyway, let's center this a little bit more. And then let's go ahead and type out some text. So press T on our keyboard. I'm saying it like you guys are typing on my keyboard or something, but anyway. All right, NBA. And then the font, I just want to go with something bold. We're going to just put it somewhere right there. Let's go to our layers, drag that below. Let's go ahead and duplicate our text, and we're going to drag that below, and we're going to name this street. Capital S, everything else lowercase, and we can resize this. Let's just go small for now. Wouldn't that be nice if they just have the perfect font for us? I don't like these ones. All right, this one works. I like it. Cool. So let's go ahead and maybe warp it a little bit. No, we don't need to. We'll just put it right there. All right, so there's our quick composition. Let's go ahead and go to our styles real quick and find something that's interesting to try out. Maybe this rubber hose classic. Let's try that out. And describe the canvas. Remember, you just click that. You can always just do it, manually, but I think it's easier just to let the AI take over. And we want to choose HQ for the generation mode. Everything else I'll keep the same for now, and let's just generate that and see what it does. Okay, let's see what we have. Wow. Okay, this one's actually pretty cool. The hands are funky. We can always fix that though, but AI is notorious for having issues with hands. It's definitely a funky style, but it definitely works. I like it. Let's try another style though. Maybe something more illustrated, I want to say. I don't know quite yet what I'm going for. Let's do the kitty palette. Let's see what it did. See, I don't know. I just like it. It got rid of the text in the back though, the NBA, which I don't like, but I like the style here. Like, again, if you guys are going for a specific style, this is the way to go. Like, this is cool. If you printed this on a shirt, I'm sure someone's going to think that you've hand drawn it or something. I know there's gonna be haters out there, AI, oh my God, AI, but like if you're not using these tools, you're gonna be left behind. So you might as well get with the program right now. I really like the way these turned out. We're gonna move on to one more design, and this one's gonna be something completely different. I wanna try to create like a traditional tattoo or something. So let's go ahead and delete this, and we're gonna name this one maybe Eagle, because this is more of my style. I love the vintage prints. Like, this eagle is actually perfect, but I think it's a premium image. It is, but this one works. So we're gonna copy that, paste it, remove background, and it's probably gonna do a amazing job on this one because it's, the eagle's against the blue sky. And let's go back here, type in skulls. I just want like a bunch of skulls. Well, I wouldn't say a bunch, maybe like 3 max, but I want to make it look like the eagle is maybe holding the skulls up or something. I was inspired. I went on Pinterest and found a design of an eagle holding a skull, so it just looked kind of cool. I went to pixels instead because I wasn't finding really what I was looking for. I wanted a skull that was a little bit more angled, so this one works. Let's copy it. Let's say you did a background remove and it didn't do a good job for whatever reason. You could always click Edit Cutout and refine it further if you want to, but this one looks like it's good. So let's go ahead and scale it down a little bit. We're gonna switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to illustration, and I'm gonna choose American Story because I kind of want this to look like maybe like a traditional tattoo. So color's okay for me. Let's try that out and see if this American Story looks better. Yeah, see, this is nice. And imagine you just fading the background more, or fading the edges a little bit more into the background. Let's say you're printing it on a t-shirt, you can easily do that. Retro, that one's kind of cool. Let's try this one out. Yeah, let's see. And we might be giving it too much structure control, so we might want to actually increase the range even higher because it's adding a lot of background elements that I wasn't really expecting or wanting. So this one's really nice. That skull looks really good, actually. I would probably take that and use it by itself without the eagle. The eagle, it's doing an okay job on. That one's all right. I would actually use that skull just because I like the way it looks. I can see this being very powerful for single objects. Like, let's say you have a skull or an eagle or whatever have you, and you want to convert it into a specific style. You just use Dzine.ai before bringing it back to Photoshop. I think that would be super powerful. I worked on this design recently for Hacksaw Hockey, and it required me to create sort of like this vintage illustrative style. And I needed to take a NASCAR and turn it into that style, right? And it took me so long. I had my iPad out with my Apple Pencil. It took forever. I mean, I literally spent probably 5 to 6 hours on this, and I could have done it in literally minutes using Image-to-Image from Dzine.ai. So I do think that, man, I wish I would have known about it. So To be honest with you guys, I think the way I'll probably end up using it is if there's a specific style, I might use it just for objects to convert them into a specific style so I can then take it back to Photoshop and finish my composition off. Make sense? I think it's just a powerful tool if you really dial in the settings and really figure out what prompt works best. There's so many different factors that can play into the quality of results that you're going to get, just like any other AI generative, tool or whatever you want to call it. So huge shout out to Dzine.ai for sponsoring this video. And don't forget, you guys get 10% off using my code. I'll link everything in the description. My code is Charlie. You just apply that at checkout and you guys get that 10%. And you don't have to do it. That's the great thing. Do it if you want to. I definitely recommend at least trying it though. You know how AI is, guys. It's continuing to grow every single day. It's not perfect, but again, it is a tool. And if you don't use it, the next designer will, and they're going to do things way faster than you and take all your clients. So stop bitching about it and just use the damn tools, guys. It's fine. They're already part of our life. Look at Premiere Pro. It's got AI built into it. Final Cut Pro, AI built into it. AI is being built into all of our software. It is what it is. It's even on your damn iPhone and your Android devices, all right? So get over it. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.